I have another anniversary review for you. It's from the band Sodom and the album Agent Orange. It was released on June 1st, 1989, and it is celebrating 35 years. We'll be talking about some of the songs, the lyrics, and a little history leading up to the release of this album. I'll be honest with you all, I discovered this band later in life. Back in 1989, I was into the American thrash bands. I had not known any of the German bands. I remember someone from my high school mentioning Creator once. I think the first time I listened to this album was about 5 or 6 years ago, but you all requested it in the poll, so let's go. The album was a turning point for the band. It was the last with guitarist Frank Blackfire before joining Creator, although he would eventually return to Sodom in 2018. Agent Orange showcased lead vocalist and bassist Tom Angel Ripper's fascination with the Vietnam War, featuring tracks like the title song, and that was inspired by the famous Herbicide, and another song was dedicated to an AC-47 ground assault aircraft. I'll be going into more details with some of the lyrics later. The album was a breakthrough for Sodom. It was the first time the band entered the German album charts. It peaked at number 36. It even sold 100,000 copies in Germany alone. The album's liner notes included a heartfelt dedication which read, "This album is dedicated to all people, soldiers and civilians, who died by senseless aggressions of wars all over the world." The album was ranked number 299 in Hard Rock Magazine's book, The 500 Greatest Rock and Metal Albums of All Time. And also Rolling Stone placed it 63rd on their 2017 list, the 100 Greatest Metal Albums of All Time. Let's get into some history with the band. Tom Angel Ripper, along with Bloody Monster, Arius Blasphemer, and Aggressor, founded the band, taking their name from the Venom song 1000 Days in Sodom. Tom started this band in an effort to escape the coal mines of his hometown. The band had some lineup changes when Chris Witchhunter from Essen replaced Bloody Monster on drums. At first they drew their inspiration from Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Motorhead, Venom, and others. Sodom even played as a trio, just like their heroes, Motorhead. After releasing 2 demos, Sodom secured a deal with Steamhammer. Just before the release of their EP, In the Sign of Evil, Aggressor left the band and was replaced by Grave Violator, who also departed shortly after. Michael Destructor Wolf then joined, and then the band recorded their debut full-length album, Obsessed by Cruelty. Although Wolf's time with Sodom was brief, he later joined Creator, and tragically he passed away in a motorcycle accident in 1990. Sodom found another member named Frank Blackfire Godsick, who filled the void left by Wolf. Blackfire's influence convinced Tom Angel Ripper to shift from horror and satanic themes to politically charged and war-related subjects. This was in line with Tom's own interests. This new direction was evident on their 1987 album, Persecuta Mania, which marked Blackfire's debut with the band. The album's fresh lyrical approach and enhanced musicianship garnered clinical acclaim, introducing the band's gas mask mascot, Naren Heinz. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. But they went on tour. They toured with Whiplash, Destruction, and Coroner. Then they returned to the studio to record Agent Orange. So this album made them internationally known. They became part of the big four of the Teutonic thrash metal bands, alongside Creator, Tankard, and Destruction. This is the best-selling German thrash metal album to date. The band went on tour. They went on tour with Sepultura to support this album. And Sepultura was actually fairly unknown at this time. Many of the lyrics are war-themed. The lyrics to Agent Orange are about the devastating effects of the herbicide used during the Vietnam War. The song mentions Operation Ranch Hand, which was the military operation that used Agent Orange to destroy forests and crops in an attempt to weaken the enemy. The lyrics describe the herbicide's deadly impact on the environment and people, causing long-term health issues like cancer and birth defects. Then there's a song, Remember the Fallen. The lyrics reflect on the loss and futility of war. The song honors soldiers who perished in battles, questioning the true value of their sacrifices. It portrays these soldiers as pawns, often young and manipulated into fighting senseless wars. The lyrics emphasize the sorrow and justice of their deaths, suggesting that their souls remain restless and seek retribution for the meaning violence they were forced to endure. Ultimately, the song serves as a reminder of the human cost of war and the importance of remembering those who have fallen. There's another song called Magic Dragon. It talks about a combat operation during the Vietnam War, specifically the use of an air assault gunship called the Douglas AC-47, also known as the Magic Dragon. This was known for its firepower. The lyrics describe the soldiers' struggle to stay alert before the attack, the chaos, the overwhelming firepower of the AC-47, the torrent of bullets, the explosives. The song portrays the relentless and destructive nature of war. It emphasizes the brutal efficiency of the AC-47 in crushing enemy forces and the grim reality faced by those on the ground. Now let's talk about the music. I'll be going track by track. First track is Agent Orange. It's just some straightforward thrash. I read a comment saying that part of the intro sounded like In My Darkest Hour by Megadeth, but to my ears it was slightly similar. The vocals very aggressive. It was probably some of the heaviest thrash at that time. The song continues with an assault of galloping guitar riffs. I like the song because the chorus is simple, but it's fun to sing along to. There's also the mosh part where they change the rhythm. That part was awesome. They added in some helicopter effects as well, so I thought that was cool. Tired in Red is the next song. This one has some guitar riffs that sounded like black metal. This was a very extreme metal song. I liked it a lot, especially the part when they slow down and start playing the acoustic guitars. It was like they went from one extreme to the other. After that, they go into some traditional thrash with chugging guitars. They then go into the solo. It was very melodic. It was almost like they're trying to incorporate a lot of different ideas into one song, but they kept it cohesive. We're only 2 songs in, and so far this album is awesome. The next song is Incest. I chose not to talk about the lyrics for obvious reasons. It's straightforward thrash. It's fast. It has some cool guitar squeals. Like the other songs, the best part is always the mosh part. It comes in about halfway through the song. Some of the riffs reminded me of Slayer. After a slow section, they go full speed ahead. Then there's Remember Fallen. I was speaking about this before. It's an awesome song. It's very melodic. It moves at a slower pace, and it's heavy, very melodic, and it kind of reminded me of Metallica's The Thing That Should Not Be. It was not very fast paced. Parts of it were, but it just had that like chugging sound, and I really love that. First song on side 2 is Magic Dragon. I spoke about that one before. It has the jet fighter in the intro. Another one that has that slow chugging sound, and then after 2 minutes they go into double time. Someone commented that the song is perfect for running sprints, and I can agree with that because it has these like fast and slow parts. The second part of the song is very intense. You can feel the speed of the drum beat. Then there were the guitars. They let out some blistering solos before going into that classic thrash gallop. Exhibition Bout is next. The song is about bullfighting. They take an animal activist stance in the song. It's interesting how many metal bands seem to be animal activists. I'm not sure if this band is, but the lyrics send off that message. The song is just pure thrash. There are tempo changes, there are blazing guitar solos, the vocals sound evil, and the rhythm section is intense. The penultimate song is a German word. I think it's Aussingbomt. And this one has a cool bass guitar intro. Sounds a little like crossover thrash. You could hear a little bit of hardcore and punk in the sound. There was pure speed and aggression. People in the comments were comparing the song to bands like GBH and The Exploited. It was a cool song because it was different. It wasn't a typical thrash song, but it was awesome. Baptism of Fire was the last song. This one is some more pure thrash with some dissonant guitar chords followed by a classic thrash gallop. The verse section was very intense. Then after that, the song went through various tempo changes, The song took a melodic turn when it got to the solo. That's what I like about this album. There was so much to offer. Now for my final thoughts. It was a great album for a few reasons. First, a personal reason, and that's I like the fact I discovered this album later in life. It sounds fresh to me and it doesn't have that overplayed feeling. Second, it's thrash, but you can hear some other genres in the sound, such as black metal, death metal, and hardcore. And third, they keep you on your toes. Every song has different tempo changes and different ideas, so you don't get bored listening to the songs. And four, all the members of the band are very talented and they all play very well. And five, the history. You know, you can learn about the Vietnam War listening to this album, and those are my 5 points. Let me know in the comments what you think of this album. Did you get this album when it came out, or did you discover it later like I did? Thanks for watching. Please check out this video from back in 2020. They released an album. I did a review. My channel was very young at the time. I think it's called Genesis 18 or something like that. Please subscribe if you're not already. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. I'll see you in the next one.